It was relevant there.
Right, one of her programs about
Okay.
him.
Are you telling me?
Yes.
I'm an elementary school teacher. Thank you, I know. And I actually interviewed out here in this wonderful place in the suburbs, and it was so amazing. Because you go to these schools and they have all these luxuries, and I was like, wow. They have bathroom doors and coffee machines. Oh man, it was so amazing. But I now teach for Los Angeles Unified, and I now have to put a little more down, like my life. Every time I go into the classroom at 7:45 a.m., I open the door to a building dedicated to building. It only breaks me down. It got so bad, yo, I'm serious. I have to start my classroom off in a way that the kids can kind of connect and understand. So basically, I come in and I'll start my classroom off like this. Who got a problem with morning today? On August 22nd, 2012, the Center for American Progress showed that not only is the average white student attending school, a majority of peers are also white, but $344 more dollars is spent on every one of those students than every student of color. This economic disparity in education funding reinforces racial segregation, which unfortunately continues into adulthood. Pros: Savage Inequalities, Children in America's Schools by Jonathan Kozol, and Teachers Have It Easy by Daniel Malthrop. Poetry, The New Slave Trade by Sin Thompson, and High School Training Ground by Malcolm London. And drama, Educational Gun by Angel Gaines. My freshman year of high school, I had 349 students in my class. My senior year, I left the diverse, low-income Salina Central High School with 121 students. I was privileged enough to graduate. But education shouldn't have to be about privilege. I enter a large and sunny first grade classroom and see 23 children, all white or Asian, and as in every classroom, the window shades are clean and new, floors neatly tiled gray and green, and the teacher instructing in areas of reason and logic. I work in a school, but I have never been required to teach a full lesson of academic value. Still, I teach empathy to children who believe respect comes after violence, and civilization is a white man's prison. Okay, I'm gonna turn around real slow and write some information on the board. And I'm gonna need y'all to copy this down. Tyrone, put your gun down. No, Tyrone, put your gun down. Okay, same time then? Put your gun down. You lose recess, you shoot me. Tombstones of hope with epitaphs written in gang signs and urine. I do not go to physics class, because my lab has no equipment. The computers in my computer class don't even work. And the women's toilet, I'll be honest, I don't go to the bathroom. Yeah, if you want to know what life is like for the students in this city, go look in one of the toilets here. We've been in this class an entire semester and they still can't find us a teacher. What stability have they seen in the coffins cleverly disguised as Section 8 housing is on either side of this enormous, ugly school building? And there's an overwhelming sensation of emptiness There's no art or music. And the only air conditioning is a hole in the roof. Before I leave, I do as asked. 4 of the 6 seatless toilets don't work. No stalled doors or paper towels or toilet paper. Out near the door, there's a loop of wire with an empty toilet paper roll. The teacher says this is the best school they have in East St. Louis. You came to my science room. You saw the difference. See this book? We have to read with pages missing, pages are falling out. They don't even have enough books for every student in this class. Why are we treated like this? It doesn't make any sense to offer something that most of these urban students will never use. No one expects the ghetto kids to go to college. Lucky if they're even literate. If we can teach them some useful skills, get them jobs, we are giving them the most they can hope for. If they had given Head Start to our children, and pre-kindergarten and materials and classes of 15 and computers and enough books and supplies sufficient enough to compete with the suburban schools, and then come in a few years later with their test demands. It might have been fair play, but they leave us as we are, separate and unequal. This is a training ground, a reoccurring cycle built to recycle the trash of this system. Reading doesn't matter. When your story is already written, yes, you can still be lynched for being black. Only they don't use rope anymore. Racial slurs fly across my classroom like burning crosses, and I am reminded I am white. No matter what I do or how hard I work, there's this feeling that it's never enough. I can only be reaching 70% of my students. And that's working blood, sweat, and tears. That's if I'm totally neglecting my kids and my health. I love teaching. But when the remarkable degree of racial segregation exists almost everywhere, from a meritocracy predetermined by race and class, I can't support a system that won't even support its teachers and students. They neglect these children. And I have nothing better to offer them. No child needs to use a closet for a classroom. This diminishes their aspirations. We can give terrific schools to all of our children, so why not give these kids something so spectacular in their public schools that they might be able to soar up above the hopelessness? Can't we at least do that? It's so bad, y'all. I'm serious. We got problems with learning today.